that the almighty sound in hand is just the realm of the mind. Dark and twisted to those who don't know anything except their own kind. Eyes be closed in the night, afraid of full moons and the foggy rain. Cause they read a book by the cover and feel it's their job to place the blame upon Bilbo, Ebenezer, Asriel, Zion, Elijah, Syndel, Nyquil, and Snafu, Janis Joplin, Monsieur Lestabrid, and we have just begun. Who's to say that the almighty sound in hand is just the realm of the mind? Dark and twisted to those who don't know anything except their own kind. Eyes be closed in the night, afraid of full moon and the foggy rain. Cause they read a book by the cover and feel it's their job to place the blame upon Bilbo, Ebenezer, Asriel, Elijah, Syndel, Nyquil, Dialogue, Snafu, Janis Joplin, Monsieur Lestabrid, Mike Wrecking. It's a nice day for Mike Wrecking. See no evil, hear no evil.
Yes, y'all. Gonna need headphones for this one. Check this out. One time for the mind. I am relishing in the act of telling things to fools, yelling things that are whack. I repel them fallen kings, to the fire they proceed. With glee, completing their own consummation, the most evil oration. My own orientation is one labeled as Zoe. Zoe means I got life, plus I destroy those who try to take it away. So now what you want, boy? I enjoy crews that employ mic tactics that even their moms thought was incredible. Cause every time I prove their theatrics are edible. And unforgettable the picture you see of the body of Christ before thee. And though we may woo thee, tis not I but the spirit that moveth through we. We bonjour, check my decor, got more spirit than liquor. Influence false MCs to consult the nearest back door. The floor moves and the ceiling shakes, cause it takes a lot of power, but in that hour we will reveal the fake. Do it, and I'm sick of all these John Does dressed in name brand clothes that I see it shows. I pray for them, but they shall receive 1,000 woes. To whom it may concern, this meeting will not adjourn until you realize that I am serious, that you must learn. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Proverbs 1:7, quoted by Third Nail Production.
Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly.
You need headphones for this one, gentlemen.
Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly. You need headphones for this one, maidens. Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly.
You need headphones for this one, wildlife.
Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly. Nightingale, you huckleberry coward.
Stop acting, stop attracting individuals who you're a daisy if you do. Stop being, start seeing individuals who you're a daisy if you do. Nightingale, I speak in braille so y'all can feel skill really. Climbing plateaus to make you feel silly. Electricity roams to the realm inside a stratus. Fit to kick clear a negative status or negative stress when monsters start to boogie. Repenting the God sound with the photographic memory. But I forget why we let lies transform the fact when you can't recall it all or get back the things that are sent at a format that reacts and CO2 coming soon. We be at the ancient tomb of living scrolls in the room, a black holes below the surface. Ricochet curses back to the source, then recover my course. Traction slips, few slips, pull the vessel down, confess to the sound. Bless these lyrics to the compound of a traveling javelin penetrating your scully. Multitudes rock, place the mass in the shock. Pitch me in my awakes block, reply from bones broken. Totem this course among seas of the sands of words spoken. Gale of a gentle breeze, the wings of night spread. Represented by the waves aimed directly at your head.
Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly.
You need headphones for this one, gentlemen.
Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly. You need headphones for this one, maidens. Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly.
You need headphones for this one, wildlife.
Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly. Nightingale, you huckleberry coward.
Stop acting, stop attracting individuals who you're a daisy if you do. Stop being, start seeing individuals who you're a daisy if you do.
Crows, vultures, falcons, or my many breeds equivalent to an airwalk. Talk beyond skate or die. My reply before these tons afraid to demonstrate. I keep the demon straight out of my sights using the featherweight text while the greatest MCs in the world get my respect. The rest can mic check dirty circuits. Circuit says you aren't intelligent enough to spit legendary comments. Therefore, MG conducts for me the thread to sow the seeds of love. Otherwise, children are listening, confused by Nightingale. Music in the night, a gladiator, and in a tale of dice. Being enrolled on your D&D project of Dungeons and Dragons for magic. The problem is you have no hook with clearer G. Now speaking toward NYC, I'm stressing on the one who tempted E. Known to you as Whack MC, known to me as Jasper from Tel Aviv. Never had it and never been there, so what? 17 joints later, still lounge. What's up? Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly.
You need headphones for this one, gentlemen.
Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly. You need headphones for this one, maidens. Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly.
You need headphones for this one, wildlife.
Listen calmly, listen closely, listen clearly. Nightingale, you huckleberry coward.
Stop acting, stop attracting individuals who you're a daisy if you do. Stop being, start seeing individuals who you're a daisy if you do.
In the penthouse suite of the Encom skyscraper, this powerful program was secretly taking control of the worldwide Encom empire and all its data. Meanwhile, downstairs, a glowing beam of energy was the communication bridge between the computer and the real world.
After the explosion, there was not one left. After the explosion, there was not one left.
Locate my brain in a jar for experiment. 3 to 5% ratio, a human element. I walk the earth in search of another placement. No fossil left, so I guess the other trace went. Moving to about 25 percentiles. Reading your mind, I'm a prophet of the meanwhile. I see past what the future can hold. Playing CeeLo with the lawnmower man, and I was told that 42% gigantors expelled when I was caught floating along my citadel and moving objects from the sight of my eyes. No reflection in the mirror. The myth rise to 68%. The illusions of a magic circle, preventing ghostly vision for the style of virtue. Get out your candles and watch me disappear. I'm rhyming like 2095 was the year. So now I'm about to recommend 96% and have my own constellation to represent above and beyond withheld in Gotham Dungeon, and won't come out until percent is 100. 76, the sky opens on a staff prepared for landing. Glide into a sinful paradise like Michael landing from the heavens. Good heavens, vocal tone of normal reverend. Conducting 7, your head's in a box for sleep in bed wetting. Don't be forgetting that I knock like the ruck. My middle name is not Sean no more, aka Forbidden Folklore. Before the solemn reason of facing mass wearers, identity is hidden when they look upon the terror of the light. In a tunnel, tiger eye like Alan Trammell. Fat at first, but then you're little, reminiscent to a funnel. Thank God for the immortal, cause I see for centuries the animals upon the Ozark, the yachts and floozies, the cracking Uzis. What does it take for you to do me? A diamond on the outside, but inside I'm a ruby general like Captain Stooping. The skin walking witch doctor with a curse on this world. The prophet broomstick has ceased. St. Michael approaching dragon in heaven chosen to cast. Demonic temptation, the boundaries, to drown the seas of allergenic. Allergic to this worst wick, thermometer as toothpick. A toothpick as the monitoring degrees of scaleless of he at. This be at 17 precisely. Ghost man maneuvering home at light speed. Did y'all see the blur? 7 seals to stir, only by the Lamb of God. Cleanse the same Allah. Achika, Mafasa, Do Re Mi Fa Sol La Sat is back in fabrics of the lavender ish. Sent by the kiss of dove lips. When they cry about this prince formerly known but now as a symbol of critical conditions, lad. So aren't you glad you used to die out? I swan no need for deny out. You afraid you rip a drinker, so I think of all the forbidden fruits you done to feast on. Word is born, I feel the thorns. When every sin is looked past, the book of life, so carry on, my children on. bottom's here. I seem to notice many dirty looks and false accusations. Negativity spawn of isolation. I see the form of closed-minded, opposed to criminal-minded classic. Material look around, can you find it? Not, but if so, your surroundings are of another species. Concepted from the earth, but gravity won't release me. Or them at that lad, so tarnished final as the respirated beats are reaching the end of existence along with their MCs. You need a rate for a mess of these fallen dollars that grow on trees. On every track I hear, could this be a disease? Deterioration and the weather subjects are showing erosion, so a scientist are busy trying to dig a fossil. Colossalizing, yes, the multiplying of the old way, defining the weaknesses of the same way. Perhaps the bastard's gone with the wind, or at least almost. Meanwhile the mist of ice capades approaches towards your rowboat. It's the little orphan Onry. Yeah, like that. It's the little orphan Onry. Towards a rowboat, it's the little orphan Onry, about to take you down the street. Laid to rest in the forest where nobody whereabouts. Abandoned all alone, posed to die over droughts. Laying in the crib up, innocence, I'm all the youths. So the animals continue when they're creeping amongst my genuine proof of who's gonna find me, who's behind me. A hood that matador to make me a brother like the Isleys. Next thing I know, I'm growing up and gonna fight the sins. Next thing I know, my martial arts begin but never end. Raised at Sagala, had the table be my headquarters. A chosen few includes a Lamarok that take to orders of the battleground. Battle knights and battle bandages to persevere. I wonder how your skin is managing to scare the devil. 3 times the power of the normal, causing casualties to come to funerals and transform. Makes me wanna cross my legs behind the see-through walls. Legendary creeping around the creed, I'm taking the world next. On some head science, brainwashing. Option B to be born into hip-hop or else abortion. So distortion of my static, word dyslaxing. My stuff is unknown like that county they call Madison. So on with lads with artistic values of original, brewing up in they stems, a left and right for our patterns, conversing amongst themselves to lead a path of transcendent verbal conquerors, victorious, remain anonymous, and hit the conscience of the ignorant followers. Oh no, it's getting hot, disintegrating barrier. That means summer's now the season where reincarnation takes place. The afterlife of all the dead, so mother's gonna take the space. Rebirth, the essence, welcome new beginning. Graffiti, breakdance and poetry through culture spells. I dwell through filthiness and still glow. Lit dwarf, orbiting in sunlight using transparent flows. The womb has been exposed to grease, as hell froze. Humidity has arose so light upon the clothes, making things happen. Expand the soul to reach the other side and spread a peace. A false meaning. I be proceeding to invent the combinations of the future. 17 left, 17 right. I got you open now. My vows I do to you. Take this man to be lawfully and uplift every season as a gift now. Peace out to the buffoon circle. Oracle's Creed. Sam Stevens. You know what I mean? Syndel. The whole concentration camp. Common alien. It's like that. Nichols, my man, on the beats. Little Orphan Onry, straight through, y'all.
You ain't coherent to think that you could job me on the stick and move. Pictures prove to speak 1,000 words. The cowards heard of what descending like rain, witnessing calm, liquefied, concentrating, debating the path I would depict the fire. Never visualize the microphone or center stage, and never dip the feather in the ink and flip the page, man. Now I float along the current of your audio mechanism. EQ my frequency for more balance. Born talents accelerate, untraded graffiti is spoken. Poking at Deep Space Nine, galaxy open, microscoping out the honey dips. Funny how money flips like fish out of the water. Splash, ship up another quarter. Should've never ordered. Pass the mic in my direction, cause I play hip-hop closer than federal witness protections. Gotta bring, gotta maintain, gotta stabilize, gotta rip the frame harder than redemption. Tension mind frame, concentration camp, baby.
It's the season, cause the season is here now. It be the season that you need to go and choose rock. It be the season that flaws illuminate themselves. It be the season of who fill out the flood of shells. The coldest frolic, similar to that of icicle cells amongst the flesh, turning blue. Is this Smurf village people? And if it is, YMCA false trend to melt the outer limitation, frostbites, but you have no heat at 0 below. Thermometation negative 17 degrees, and true that for hood bats, y'all decorating a snowman. That's the same as having others write your lyrical content. You need just some space, so I take off for no indent in the sentence. That allowed me to peek up in your igloo, freeze the frame, the ice, the bottle in which you use this bookmark, so hold a place in that loosely. Your mortal character, twin the scorpion while mic is rusted. Headphones are still in business for use, that of earmuffs to keep it deaf. The essence keeps changing of this culture, but why? Too many professional copycats, you need to ask upon it. Because the season is here now. It be the season that you need to go and choose like. It be the season that flaws eliminate themselves. It be the season of who survive the flood of shells. Tis the season is here of many followers. It be the season of ascent to wake you up. It be the season to surpass the pen of peasants. Cause while we dwelling in the lost continent, buddy boy, it's positive that you knew us, or tried to noose the self-inflicted credence. Got a rope for all your worries, but the knot is loosened whenever I drip the ink. Featherweight for the prophet, they call the symbol. Olympian of totem pole vaulting 17 feet high up on the stage, on guard against the buckler, so gala had the tables never turn unless Rectangle sent you the mixtape equivalent to visionary captured using the lenses of rhythmatic syntax and shrink wrapping microphones. The source here for Windows 97 even got the gates open. Attires be cloaked, fatiguing callers to a pointy state. Designate your man a eastward. Is it me you seek? The relic, yes, it's got the DNA of a Homo sapien, but the rest is an unidentified allusion to Diablo and all of his kin. Decreasing your number system, tell him time about Big Ben. The season, cause the season is here now. It be the season that you need to go and choose. It be the season that flaws eliminate themselves. It be the season of who survive the flood of shells. Tis the season is here of many followers. It be the season of ascent to wake you up. It be the season to surpass the pen of peasants. Cause while we dwelling in the lost continent, buddy boy, to be justified as perfection, but nothing is my word if I don't live by the actions woven up by the baskets, harvesting throughout a sound garden fly. Check heads as I'm hypnotizing, the velvet is the drive. Other places out my sight with that Rolls Royce of lavish. The last MC who battled got the lead role. I'm vanishing syndrome. I gives them aid to neighbors of Canadian rocking these blacksmith keys to enter under the forest where Socrates has laid the fortress. Trails the treasure manifesting a whole new realm of swagger. So dry sleeves the cotton socks as I proceed to steam vessels, staring at your forehead like you was Klingon. Spaceman continue level 7 has no devilish traits. Could put my instrumentals alone on CD and serve like professional slavery with brass handles on mama's fine china, rocking the bells while Mississippi was burning. Cause the season is here now. It be the season that you need to go and choose. It be the season that flaws eliminate themselves. It be the season of who survive the flood of shells. Tis the season is here of many followers. It be the season of ascent to wake you up. It be the season to surpass the pen of peasants. Cause while we dwelling in the lost continent, buddy boy.
The cocoon circle, when the cocoon is the earth, I bring you to canvas earth, and you fulfill your birth. That's why I am the
Adoption witnessed at the beginning of my 1-year-old visual structure. From the highest tree within Erythrian civilization, come again my niche being a culture waiting for the rebirth. Surrounded gold is the sphinx created by the reason purifying texture Englishmen, doing away with bloody messes, lad. The fairies that swarm my corridor are whispering the hymns of God. So note it to my memory before I take this flight. I gotta make the difference, shatter in the spirit world. Witness one, Gargamel Apollo 7, team the mother dearest but sad, living forever till the judgment allows my planet to become diggable when transformations butterfly auction off them caterpillars of normal reverend to beckon and walk with lanterns. Cloaks are paralyzed and weapons the tongue. Yo vagabond, I see the holy saber and it's upon my hands, about to slay an exit so the hip-hop conceive the
understand Aqualands be the radio baseless, transmit my whole movement into mental horrible center lions den encoded as 90 boy what, bump the joints to the bridge and Everglades really not big for big up, Brewster Heights, infinite specs, peep the tape in Queensgate for those opposite wreck. Exactly time for another rhyme. Now we're close to and realize the best place to do this is Syndel.
I must be always aware of Mother Nature giving me second chances to quest, finding the key that unlocks the magic Merlin of imagination that everyone keeps in their closet. We all insects enclosed by the soil and sky, and all the oceans bringing life to Westwick. Upon the water we're all liquid, we drip in aqua, salt, contact and vision of a third eye, so I'm at the 7. Give a pound of salutations, then I got to the point. It's gonna take you and me to take them to the castle that bless my superpower to be a super MC. Not trying to bite the likes of daylight, just communication exchange from head to head, demand a foe. You catching my drift, COC-double-O-N. It's almost time for my flight. If I don't have the creativity to break this ground, beneath my balance, word to labor. So now it's time for request of position for safe land and nuke your ock, even if title is backwards.
Understand, Aquilabs be the radio base, which transmit my own moment into mental horrible sent to Lions Den, encoded as 90.1 from the joints to the bridge in Everglades, feeling not beat for big ups. Brewster Heights, infinite specs, peep the tape in Queensgate for those opposite wreck. Exactly time for another rhyme. Now we're close the door and realize the best place to feel this is Syndel.
Yeah.
You will lose yourself inside of
Cocoon. It's the Cocoon.
sometimes. And all times, every single time you speak to me, you lose. Why is that? Because I am your world.
Compare me now to what you see or do it here on times now. I don't speak what I don't know, but follow half of the generation next. Alternative, positive. Spit a Neanderthal stick-ups of blizzards. 9-inch nails while broomstick catches contact. As you are attempting to buzz, clip the jar that contains the continent sculpture. Upon the texture of the glass, symbolizing Pangea on its separate past. Where I'm from, we call it crystal, cocoon. The whole human league is a part of this future, and I on lust must be the chosen, according to the random pick of a page by Goddess, Your Highness, which makes me Majesty 17. Yeah. You seem to be showing lack of growth. Metamucil to old folklore. I took my catechism, put it to this culture. At times I'm Transylvanian, and other times Travolta.
Understand, Aquilabs be the radio base, which transmit more moment into mental whole moments into Lions Den, encoded as 90.1 from the joints to the bridge in Everglades, feeling not beat for big ups. Brewster Heights, infinite specs, peep the tape in Queensgate for those opposite wreck. Exactly time for another round. Now I'll close the door and realize the best place to feel this is Syndel.
Mother, can you see? Yes. My brain seems to scatter when caught up in Oblivion. You know what I mean? Detachable voice code. I have the frequencies to penetrate the texture of animal sound waves, monotone to human ears by highly pitched. For wilderness amongst jungles with downtown addresses. Letter and scatter upon my page, Pentagon transactor. You can't even enter my country without radar scanning your whereabouts and plans of invasion. The end you're facing. I control the lives of spades, hearts, diamonds, and clubs. Medieval entertainment, return of Renaissance from above. Love is a waste of time when the matter consumed by my skeleton, flesh, and soul. 360 degrees in orbit of a solar system controlled by continuous strategy, years of training. Defined skill, experimental mating lab. Be contemplating as I move my decimal point to the right. Each time I'm celebrated as great. The only reason why I can't see MCs is because they disintegrate, water down, evaporated, reprocessed, exorcist. Your beliefs are full of evilness, and I can test the blends every tree torn down and flattened to sheets of thin scroll. Animation of wordplay, heroes, villains through words and phrases creates my Gotham City ballet. When I walk the microphone while the vinyl turns to clay. And I be Mother Gargamel, Apollo 17 small and stat better known as Onry. Sought after till the dawn, walking the darkness through villages, spreading goodness through the caverns all the way to Transylvanian goblin hobbits. It don't stop, kid, I be marked throughout the spacious Bermuda Triangle, never getting lost amongst these stars. I cause a cluster. The Milky Way about the asteroids being created from the earth, blowing to pieces. Call me Metroid. Without the levels in her, these are amongst beginners. Send us to hell, travel forever. Listen closely now. What is really existence? The life upon this globe, but after you die, cause the world has already been taken over by Joe. Disguising professional suit apparel, owning our businesses, running continents to further separations. And we have the nerve to call this Mother Nature. Earthquakes be the symbol that when God wants to shake it back to reality, lifting you up out your soul to soul, so will of your way. That's the mind state of eager fever trolls, cause the polls are showing for 17 by a nose. Over before I started, now that I've arose. But then I stop and ask myself, is all of this necessary? Am I really proven to be some kind of superhuman when all I do is spread my soul throughout some words? Cause that's the only freedom of expression. To teach your head a lesson with a complex and train of thought. Says I think I can. This song and most of MCs are just Oblivion. And I still feel like my brain is being scattered upon this oblivious world. Nah, I mean.
With the power and principle of the universe of love and hate, which we create, bow down and contemplate the mental common figure with the bigger picture of how it is and how it was and what it's gonna be. His disciples watch out, he'll bow, and know he's true to the remarkable status which he formed in his marble palace. Undescribable to all the living individuals, uncomprehendable but dependable. Passions everlast with all the hate and all the blasphemy. Cast deal with spells that kinda makes you hear bells of the one that's coming back to the earth, and nothing be worth anything to anybody. Souls to be sent up or down from different place, or one you wish you never found. Make a choice in all the chaos. Believe me, it'll pay off in the end. All the people will have sinned, but to believe is within.
Hi. Oh, I thought I was getting first shit. Hello. How you doing? In my simplified analogies to illustrate the greatest, behold, it is him that is in me can create this. Fleets of imperial warships in third heaven await to dominate the earth we walk through the seven. All that lies between is space, taste the atmospheric texture, celestial second heavens avoid, invalid with the question, so why, who, what, who, how do I? Act as if I know the best way to stand up is true lie, and give all things, cares and thoughts to the Christ actualized. No man turns into an angel, but no soul truly died. Whoever gives up that they have into the care of shalom, or is added into their ministry, finances and home. But the man that tries to save his life loses it then. Even what he has still will be taken.
Monsieur Lestat, you calling for joust and practice is accented by delivery of the town dragon head. So go and get a purchasing of a dagger jagged edge. A compass is needed too to enter venue of a fencing competition as I lead the word agreed to open up the eyes and see the truth will never flee away from the lips I use to cool with Bilbo Baggins as he be super breathing in the wagon or chariot on its way to save the music. Sending these messages to those who don't abuse it. Black sheep amongst these, so come and choose this. This foreign to you, but heads see it as fluent, congruent. I did them out with tribal and damager. Witness the strength of Sideways and Sam Stevens. What? Golden roads, captivating, articulate, DBS, all this 4 years. Dimensional, like that Magellan. Never a felon, never stealing the freestyle at the end. Yes, I had to improv, they punched me in, and I still killed it again. What?
Niggas like the scene at the crown, but I'm on time, wrap it up in weed. Check out my gas, oh, it got. Cause I'm a real motherfucker G. Smoking ones for Sharice. Breaking tables down my nail. Catch your bitch in my pick. When I dip and I rip and rap it, I'm blowing up.
Mind enclosed in a signal, pointing opposite directions like which way. Whispers in my ear, speaking with hot breath, but the other guy into a force field. Camouflage with temptation at ease your patience. This is my world. Was the night long awaited in the hearts of all the fellowship. Only performed every 17 seasonal harvests. Village gentlemen's, madams, and offsprings have felt its presence while they're sleeping, dreaming, taken over by the best wishes. The only concern is that the goblins and hermits of the darkness are invited also. Maybe the peaceful words of poetry and legendary choreograph will make the potions into cures. The moon that acts as charade for telling time is letting me know that the ballet's about to start in 30 ticks of crickets. So I must flee back to cottage and check my attire. But wait, I'm wearing all I got, cause I'm a portion. So I'm on my way to the venue in which ordeal is held. Oh, the horn is sounded and the drawbridge is on its way down. But to my first notice, I get a shiver through my spine. There's much goodness fulfilling the souls I walk amongst, but something's gonna happen. I can feel it deep down inside. I'm shaking nervously in my moccasins, then all of a sudden it's there. Waiting down the spiral staircase is an object with the aura direction.
Yes, y'all. The oracle's creepy, the compass and they.
Rack backs, north, south, east, or west.
Yes, y'all. Buffoon circle be the compass and they.
Rack backs, north, south, east, or west.
Yes, y'all. Third degree be the compass and they.
Rack backs, north, south, east, or west.
Yes, y'all. Narrate the class be the compass and they.
Rack backs, north, south, east, or west.
Modern day, what do we have here? Display directional facilities, abilities be capable to go any way. Clouds beneath the shutters are bringing darkness to my window, shading the offspring created by pen and paper chronicles, submissive to escape away from my dreams. Good night all, and never wake again. Speaking about your territory born to, I be the compass in a lifespan of fellas dwelling before and after Christ. Time to dial captain's log, sector out of limitation, blurring vision. My nectar sticky as my transformation genes are coinciding with voluntary chromosomes, more static than the vocal tone of trachs, connected to antennas on the wannabe abstract life forms of abnormal, but fantasizing needing a path to follow, or maybe start so I'll continue to speak by laws of oracles and creeds. Your sissies, non-existent Baskerville and children worldwide, the egotistical fluid is dripping, so I say on guard to the ones who be the future, taking all the colors down on this Rubik's Cube bag.
Yes, y'all, the mother swan be the compass and
Ragbacks, north, south, east, and west.
yes, y'all, on the staff be the compass and
Ragbacks, north, south, east, and west.
yes, y'all, Gargamel be the compass and
Ragbacks, north, south, east, and west.
yes, y'all, Apollo 17 be the compass and
Ragbacks, north, south, east, and west.
I haven't the foggiest idea what makes me leave my life to this here music. No need for oxygen when my stethoscope beats. The heart is well, and keeping the physical corresponding with mythological, etiological explanation of the mother. It was a head instead of a paper, influential. Worst nightmare is what if hip-hop was illegible when sent down to the minds of creators and surpassed. No such thing as MC, but my favorite dream is discovery of unconquered treasure, developing new age of sound, using the same tools as there ever was, ceasing the mass production of one prototype. I used to catch myself in that predicament until a man of many traits had arose, and that I don't stop my program, mastered before I began, and then I start again, then start reflecting inside the mirror.
North, south, east, and west.
Staying alive was no job.
Sunsets, look to the sky, look to the sky. Sunsets, begins another life. Sunsets, look to the sky, look to the sky. Sunsets, thus begins another life.
So long, friend, rest in peace, though we wish you were here. You're in God's care, the joy you brought helped cut through the tears. And though it hurts to see you gone at only 21 years, know you were loved by your family and all of your peers. And all whose hearts are heavy, think with every breath when union is. So Joyce and Ron stand strong, one day you'll be with all your kids. And I know there's nothing in this world you wouldn't give to bring it back. But now Jeff has got eternal life to live. So when your hearts are heavy and your mind gets you trapped in mazes, just remember when the sunset it rises in other places. So until I rise, I close my eyes and visualize the good times we shared. I swear to keep your memory alive. You was my boy from Country Club Bar to Farmington High. Then I moved and all the time we had went passing me by. But I know you'll be greeting me whenever I arrive. Until then, just sleep my friend, I'll take my chance to say goodbye.
Sunsets, look to the sky. Hear my voice in the wind, begins another life. Don't mistake it all for goodbye until we see each other in another life. Sunsets, look to the sky. Hear my voice in the wind, begins another life. Don't mistake it all for goodbye until we see each other in another life.
Jeffrey J. Williams, can I ask you a question? Do sunsets look better in heaven than here on earth? The time you did on this premises was 21 years, equivalent to 80 some years of most people's long lives. Your screaming yeses and red gleam upon your face would make the meanest of people laugh and smile till worries of their own had slipped away, and animosity would turn to friendship just by your presence. So now that rebirth has taken place, will you look over the takes of advantage that all your loved ones do? Until we join you big in Hefe, my man, show the Lord a good time with that heart of gracious gifts within a wise man. Keep the spirits high where sadness is felt. Keep the strength within Joyce and Ronnie to be felt. Keep Cammy and Stacy going amongst ourselves and the little lad that resembles you, yourself.
Sunsets, look to the sky. Hear my voice in the wind, begins another life. Don't mistake it all for goodbye until we see each other in another life. Sunsets, look to the sky. Hear my voice in the wind, begins another life. Don't mistake it all for goodbye until we see each other in another life.
Lord, take Jeff's hand and lead him into the light. and bless his family. Let them know that everything's gonna be alright. When they feel weak, give them the power and might to press on the dawn sets, but the sun after night, and let them meet the morning with a smile and erase the cries. Help them realize it was part of a plan that you devised. Help them survive through the hard times that's never arrived. Hold Jeff in your arms and bless the ground where he lies.
A precious person, a precious friend, continuing on a day-to-day basis in every prayer that I speak. Yeah, you hear my voice, matter of fact you heard it for years as I was pushing for my music. Never quit is what you said, always out for happiness even when times are tearing down your soul. You only live once is the reply that I would hear. You always had control, no living scared as long as living itself was absent of limitation and boundaries. Scolding faculties for shackling the only person ready to fly before his time. Nah, I mean, rest in peace, my man, rest in peace.
Sunsets, look to the sky, hear my voice in the wind, begins another life. Don't mistake, get all for goodbye until we see each other in another life. Sunsets, look to the sky, hear my voice in the wind, begins another life. Don't mistake, get all for goodbye until we see each other in another life.
Staying alive was no job. Staying alive was no job. Staying alive. Staying alive was no job.
I got it sewn like Sinatra. Survive, I've mixed up a masterpiece, new release. All prior outcomes have been deceased, what a feast. Nevertheless, there was protest, plus regret in the world of clarinet, featuring many pets, adapted in a habitat so adapt that the deep sleep on steps, under paint lodges, creating mirages, making our musical chairs, all for this last chance, gratification by the throat. Love travels in the boat, don't rock the boat, abstract, art gallery, project to save the day, under earth. Framework, dotted signature is signed. My oh my, could you be mine? You look so fine. Hey, clarinet, put your back to the wall. Don't ever fall, free yourself of expression. Mixed thoughts, quick emotions, paint a potion. Talk to the ocean, wave, whisper to the sand dunes. Royal raccoons running wild, painting forks all around and round the picture. Perfect pattern, unique, powerful but chic, elegant, mystique, intriguing. Eye catch, a piece to piece together, create the
masterpiece. Who are you? You are me, and I am you. Dedicating my life for judgment and opinion. Fate lies in the hands of the stronger one. Creator of the created, which one could I be? All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. Between imagination, concentration is the key. Take the visual away and I am nothing. Color blindness and I become an elementary sketch. Could have been erased or decorated fletch, but the tool that was used is permanently placed upon the canvas and the square be the surrounding. Competition taking place toward the middle. Pictures being taken from the outside. The signal raises from the man in my corner. Astounded. Advice from others doing the same kind of training, just to explain the outlook of opinion to thy who sees the world flat. That's my decision. Columbus fibbed, so I then search for another way to explain this planet. As it turns, I still lay against the wall. Mona Lisa. At other times I'm called garbage, but I'd rather be that and chance it. So no, I'm not a super girl. I be expression, creation, invention, and never duplicated. Cause ask yourself, do you really know what I was? He painting in everyone's life, causing question. Masterpiece, who are you? You are me, and I am you. Dedicated my life for judgment and opinion. Fate lies in the hands of the stronger one. Creator or the created, which one could I be? All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. Between imagination, concentration is the key.
I spent hours on end looking, to all of a sudden the picture spoke to me. Opened my eyes to see what she wanted me to see. Walk with me this way, whistle to the tree, whisper to the sea, hum to the bee flock, talk to the hawk, ignore the big bird. He will mock the unorthodox spotted zebras, moving mountains to cover up man's mistakes. When the earth quakes, the picture breaks in 17 different places. For goodness sake,
for goodness sake, it was destroyed, forever to be perished and done. Fell to my knees, picked up the pieces, and tears, the end of all my greatest creation. And yes, beloved in the heart, now I feel roses and guns. Slash to the rest of an artist, my sorrow led me to the questionary thoughts of not sane. Appreciated about as much as Hitler's reign, waiting for the reaper to take my soul to borrow. Emotion is now dead upon the waiting. I no longer hang upon the wall without freedom. Slavery has been changed to if I need him, cause I was on the outside looking in on the painting all along. Masterpiece, who are you? You are me, and I am you. Dedicated my life for judgment and opinion. Fate lies in the hands of the stronger one. Creator or the created, which one could I be? All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. Between imagination, concentration is the key, yo. Masterpiece, who are you? You are me, and I am you. Dedicated my life for judgment and opinion. Fate lies in the hands of the stronger one. Creator or the created, which one could I be? All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. Between imagination, concentration is the key. We're just masterpiece, another brick in the wall. Masterpiece. We're just another brick in the wall. All in all, Amisha Spentas. A young lad is on a quest for his inner fella, trying to prove to the castle all the braveness so that he can win the honor and acknowledgement of all the royal gents and circumference of his circumstances. So said, he bled amongst the battlefields for days and nights on end, fighting for what he felt was gold, so always he pretended to be invincible. And he was, in the case of the almighty Son of God and God also. But in the midst of all the competition, focus had taken another path, cause interference had occurred, but not on purpose to the laws of man, but maybe by fate and destiny. On purpose was intended, so the recipe consists of skin like satin texture and moonlight touch with glossy hazel in the stare tinted hair of red and golden rain had left its steps nearby the inner eyes towards the cheekbone area, but not quite understanding the situation at hand. An angel in his vision, will he get to make a decision, or was it made? In other words, his mutual even fell to any extent. So is this happening for self? So he must investigate the soul and heart and search for passageways and keys, open the doors that were locked or never opened at that. So with my feather I tried to capture his emotions by what he tells me day to day, cause he won't go away. Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. Shakespeare is dead, yes he's dead. Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. Shakespeare is dead, I said he's dead. He's gone. Now it's bad enough as is, he be living many moats away along Coach Riders, he's a draft with an obsession, glide given that his wisdom is mesmerizing self-quiz. Yes, the test has been inadequate, appropriate result. Wondering what relation falter according to one soul, the separated foundation and base of lifestyle. Plus in the meanwhile, occupation leads him crazy, looking for ways out and further destination to locate himself in other lands and take me with him. Like a slave he treats me, but to a point I am because I follow command. But the only ones of escape are those a mental challenge and psychopaths, cause your mind and feelings are always pleasant. So the ongoing conversation continues with a pleasant thought that one day it will all fall into place. The music, poetry, autism, and the serenation to her face. Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. On Shakespeare is dead, I said he's dead, yes he's gone. Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. On Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. On Shakespeare is dead, don't even think about it. On Shakespeare is dead, I said he's gone, yes he's gone. Well, I guess the time is gonna come when questions will be answered to him. But meanwhile, he tells me never paint a perfect picture, then tear it up because of selfish and embarrassed acts. Be who you are no matter what, and positive will react. So on that, he plans a journey to go up amongst the fears of rejection through broken heart and denied contracts. Of dragons slaying through the words he be displaying through my fancy glove hand. To live for the queen's blessing, to hold the princess is a man who proved to be the one and only. Courageous and victorious and often feeling lonely. Can you hear him calling? Look out your window, it was time. Shakespeare has made his visit, so my loves are now intertwined as he.
I refuse to believe that man was repeated through spontaneous generation. No life after death, no afterworld. Afterworld destruction, after that, nothing left. Rest forever, picture death with no heading. Is existence reality or do we imagine like John Lennon? Life is just a bad dream compared to an eternity. Some message relate from a higher power through a wise tongue. Theology and science counteract. Now it's whack as we step backwards and let fat become fiction and fiction become fact. This world is twisted, our whole foundations become liquidated. The state of my way in is that what God created. Furthermore, he takes away, leave this whole earth and infernal. Mortal man can't stand alone, cause only your soul is eternal. So, what are you gonna do when everything you've ever known to exist comes coming down right before your eyes? He said, I'll come like a thief in a night surprise. Revelation, hell and earth is what you picture, but I see life on the third day rose again in fulfillment of the scripture, right?
Eyes, be wise, God's equal sanctified, third eyes. On the third day, demons returned away, flesh burned away, circumcised. Focus of mind, ties divine, intertwined, encounters of the first kind. Thirst for fluid, hang with the rectified. Secular, denied of pompous, conversative, relative, streets paved with death, but best by the beast's breath. Sees to consess, address the quest that nothing less don't left to be discovered. Uncovered tablets of lost habits to act as knowledge. Spirits abolished, polished, compact, shellac, miniature max, and polyester slacks. Pleaded, heated down, defeated, depleted, celestial, critical of fornication. Face the station, souls on probation, prohibition, ignition, thus the transition. Comfortably numb with superstition and void of Pink Floyds and androids. Scripture destroyed, which leaves the question: am I bound to walk the path or fan my flesh with transgression?
Message from the synagogue, Dragon Slayer's back. Demon, find your way to the fire pits and rest. All is well in Westwick, the palaces are sleeping. Chosen keys of virtue when the veil is ripped to bless. Mother of Jesus defying angriness of weeping, trying to stop the sacrifice within the sin. Look inside yourself with the faith to build pyramids. Move mountains, healing wounds, tossing 93 nickels in the fountains. Elijah be my witness on that, so I build. Gideons in this culture of hip-hop assisted by vagabond Bilbo Baggins, using my Mary Shelley tactics. With the Coppola Copa theatromatical of Michelangelo. 4 years on his back, facing the ceiling and creating Erythrean symbol 17 panel to find this out. Use the internet and voices of the archangels. I'll save you, lad. Interview with Lestat and my precious Bilbo Baggins. Vagabond, you got the saber of holiness. Enter the synagogue is glorious. Merchants of a trade of life and death. Genuflect yourself to the feet of eternity, because we're not worthy to even catch a little glimpse of the heavens. So we use our voices to reach man's songs of water world illustrious. flash of floods, only to see the darkness lighten, only to see the misguided merchants handle themselves to souvenir the dead man walking. Yeah, I saw it coming, previous to 100%. Inside my cauldron, the fortress of many tales, short stories be telling long voyages upon travels. But I'm gonna, yes I'm gonna keep my feet on the ground. I'm gonna keep my head in the clouds. The code 3114, meditation and concentration, or else face disintegration. Dictionary page. You gotta see what you a dead man walking. You think you got a soul, but you're a dead man walking. You think you got a soul, but you're a dead man walking. You think you got a soul, but you're a dead man walking. The leather face, porcelain mask is broken. There's always two sides, two faces, happiness and sadness. The theater composer, looking like death itself. People following forbidden notes on their strings of culture methods. Mythology to worship Rochester said it best. Jesus and not Zeus makes the difference in existing upon man. But it's all a dream compared to the gates and all the music masterpieces created by the nickels. Concentrated, boom coming in a fleet. From camouflage to corduroy, the opera star, big shot out of Westway. Evolving emotion to the point, a legendary antique. So why be the one to give into all the snake philosophies of torment? No matter face, your levitation is no further than the face of earth. And it's time for facelifts, so go get me the soul, my pretty. You're a dead walking. I think you got a soul, but you're a dead man. Seeking for shelter as I'm humble looking. Everything that I own is on a stick, poke or die. And don't fear my character, but after all it's only flesh and bones sent to earth. For the test to claim a fellowship like AC. Buffoon attempts to mix me as I'm dashed upon the beat, but good greedy. Why must I play the referee? When defeated before you started, cause the fleet is following Antilus. Horizontal, so demons see things sideways. But ice caves extinguish fire pitted MCs who do this for the reason. Wait a minute, no reason is involved. Lad, but wait, to the justified and ancient use the knowledge. Lost and found, care left. Let's stab. Reverse the dark and metal presence, but in essence, all the cameras abusive will flash are just strobe lights. That witness that never paint the picture, but as soon as you fall off, they're the first to come and get you. We missed ya. You got a soul, but I keep telling you, walking around the cottages of villages, not knowing your whereabouts or instructions from up above. That's why everybody's on it to make it better.
The more I learn, the less I understand. Fumbling with my feet, stumbling around places. They shift to become one within decades. My dreamscape, this case, my fantasy fulfilled through true life. Not the cool life that we've experienced. This world's delirious and limited way of life, cemented till he peasants lust for treasure and pleasures a nerve ending towards emotion. And this, or is it merely a figment of imaginative thinking? I'm quite sinking in the pyramids of Bermuda, my own abyss. Melodious Spartacus, knowing this artist gets motivated and formulated a plan to achieve dream. Avoid defeat schemes. I wait to capture, concentrate. Isolated the green trees, out come the dream team is still dreaming. I continue a tradition, seeking for the scroll that only dream man can hold. Will I sign a contract before I get old? Will my name be remembered after I'm living?
Ring the alarm, held a new awakening. In my dominion, Amisha's here for reckoning. 7 minutes past Oblivion, Fanny will still put minds in orbit. Technique that you must feel, don't listen, you must absorb it. Don't forsake me, you would never want my job. I laid with the scourge of the unholy and try to help them see God. I make him odd, my words are healing, leading plots, while your Romeos are bleeding, stuffing rocks inside their souls. My mind's a universe, each thought becoming a planet. My verses hidden ancient scriptures, embedded in granite. Every syllable's a fragment of a symbol, forming an oracle of greatness. My words allow me to be weightless, my presence faceless, letting me blend inside the scenery. I sit and gather info while y'all ain't even seeing me. I'm scary to think, y'all think life is just a token. Y'all may not continue, for I have spoken.
Process of eliminating time that we have allowed for one's mouth to open. This concludes the thought that you could be a victim of the ice ages. Respond to the breath you see in front of our lips. The cold weather makes a shiver in my fingertips. You can dance if you want to, but I'ma leave this world behind. Leave this world behind.
Render yourself defeated, uncompleted, left standing alone inside of what a confused X and Y chromosomes. Swing from the cable, see what's meant to be seen. Cyclones crush the featherweight lust for cream. Combust the dream, snap right out of nightmares. It ain't right there. I spread my wings and fly away, but ain't no room for flight there. Space and time collapse, ricochet planets fall. How you plan to reconcile being the man that you are? My word is platinum. My plan for action, flanking position, making men see physicians, and my decision is vision. Targeting superstition while searching for the ignition. Stop fishing, you never got my permission. Bullet shatter, you're managing, damaging, pulse eradicator. Don't wait for me, peasant, cause we can get it now or later. Per paper, per caper, sedator, pervader, sedator, raider, oppressive virtue, possessed from
it's been all since day one, with the beams being down from the sun, and the UV rays betrayed as infrareds from their gun. When my execution comes, I can't run from what's been done. But with songs unsung, I'm cool fighting for fun, fundamentally shunned. So I'm a few steps back upon the crack earth I walk, inscribing my raps in the stone pillars of focus stats, slaves with yak. My people's is trapped, busting borderline rhyme of emotional scraps, emotional lapse perhaps. Leave me cold, chills run through my body while the heat's burning my soul. Be the first play on sword, but ain't guaranteed to win. Cause in this world, people twisted off blue and faulty trim on asphalt, letting tires spin, high speed corners to bend. Crimson Nine representing brothers that die for their men. Half alive, left behind to see the end. I'm the soldier standing in the rain, trying to drown away sin. Process of eliminating time that we have allowed for one's mouth to open. This concludes the thought that you could be a victim of the ice ages. Respond to the breath you see in front of our lips. The cold weather makes a shiver in thy fingertips. You can dance if you want to, but I'ma leave this world behind. Leave this world behind. My best friend is a man with no hands, who seems to be capable to grab what he wants. Legless, walking upon my seance. Breathless, gasping for air only to travel all lands. Wind beneath the wings, I bet. Got no eyes and always has a vision on the outer perimeter. Might as well call him powder. Interpreter with no ear, so he's labeled death, no regret. Could he be the one who sent the lady bloody flesh? Madly in love, unaware of masterpieces. No skeleton bone is crushed to many pieces. Autopsy is showing skin laid to rest. No need for a tongue because the tongue would be its language. Anatomy based transparency or a glass, similar to contact lenses. Contrast, supernatural, non-believable anguish. Spectators assume that this should be called a ghostly way of communication. Silent speech, sit in the desk, you learn, I teach. 100% of one's brain has soul. I'm speaking on an immortal 1999 clones exist without him, so they dead. Government created, so no need to call feds. Repeating themselves, remaining ageless. This is time. The clock strikes 12, I pull the cape over my chin. I look inside to find the time on my watch again. Then step out the coffin, inside of my castle. Never no sunshine, it's too much of a hassle. Time to search for the prey and I'm obese. When the porcelain divides my face, horror release. Only wear the mask when it's time to attack. Bionic on the leather of an amateur's back. Not from Shaolin, but mama said he cuts close. When I swing after sniffing a reefer type of most. So I gather all my information, it's my persuasion to harvest all the dialect and pass the occasion. I think I see the phantom, wait a minute in the forest. Let me start again, I see the phantom in his fortress. That's my Bucktown, the hometown in which I dwell. And if you try to enter, then the curse will prevail. What?
Madam Butterfly, Madam Butterfly, let me in your house. Madam Butterfly, Madam Butterfly, Madam Butterfly, Madam Butterfly, let me in your house.
Vagabond with the rhymes indeed. lead as I proceed and feed on the souls the most that cannot see. So step with precaution, cause the portions are sick and executed like last minute abortions. All up in them guts with mics and ghetto mutts. Razor sharp cuts I bust with a scalpel, a mouthful of madness dispersed at high intensity and power. Radioactive shower, force feeding the waves to your oblongata. Agile profile, Mr. Pale Sinatra. I got you all retreating back to the barracks with my Magnum P.I. Rush like Tom Selleck, it's the bastard that's busy with the wax like a sadomasochist. See, I crafted this form of demonstration. Creation meant to be born, fit to be on like plastic surgery. It occurs to me, local player haters would love to murder me. Guilty in the third degree burns that I've inflicted. I'm addicted, no remorse to MCs. I stand convicted, rhymes depicted and plucked beneath my pick of great material. Killer mics and cereal and sumo rain imperial. What?
Madam Butterfly. Madam Butterfly. Let me in your house. Madam Butterfly. Madam Butterfly. Madam Butterfly. Let me in your house.
Now ease up, selector, the ancestor. Fantasy migraines invading your nectar. Sticky as committee, biblio, graffiti written, causing frostbites from good life and that forbidden. Righteous and my appetite just might take over the world and make the future priceless. Manuka misdemeanor, Manuka pale soul. Dip your feathers in the ink and bless on the scroll. But now I gotta pass props to all my others. Pascal, where you at, Illy Man, my out of town brothers. Raise your glasses and celebrate the gathering. We coming so clean, it causes mics to start lathering. Making ladies fall like William Shatner Trek style. On some necks, but still keep the niggas on foul. We'll proceed the highest statue with the pendulum, swinging abroad, and those who see I will remember them.
Madam Butterfly.